Hello guys, how are you today? Did you like the end of the most popular series in the world? Write me below in the comments. And now we are going to 50 Game of Thrones facts that you probably didn't know. When Emilia Clarke first met her on-screen husband Jason, he screamed wifey, ran across the hall, and rugby tackled her to the floor. Charles Dance found Lord Tywin's treatment of his son appalling. In fact, so appalling that Dance kept apologizing to Dinklage between takes. Peter Dinklage, who portrays Tyrion Lannister in the show, appears in more episodes than any other cast member. Dinklage is in total of 61 out of 67 episodes. While filming season 7 in Iceland, temperatures sometimes drop down to -20 degrees Fahrenheit, -28 degrees centigrade. Much of the cast had inadequate thermal underwear. Norwegian actor Christopher Hivju, who plays Tormund Jonsbane, made sure that all of the cast members got merino wool underwear from Norwegian clothing company Deviled. Although Sansa's direwolf lady saw an untimely end in season 1, the dog who played the well-behaved beast survived the ordeal. Sophie Turner, the actress who plays Sansa, asked her mom to adopt the pooch after the filming was done, and before she knew it, the Malek Northern Inuit pup named Zunny found a loving home with the Turner family. While Lady's life was short, which is unsurprising considering the show we are talking about, luckily, Zunny had plenty of time to enjoy her doggy days until her alleged passing a year ago. While many characters were given life through a tedious casting and recasting process, only one actor was ever considered for the role of Tyrion Lannister. Peter Dinklage was George R.R. Martin, David Benioff, and D.B. Weiss's first and only choice for Tywin Lannister's youngest son. And it was truly meant to be, as Peter Dinklage not only won a variety of awards including Emmy and Golden Globe, but he is forever burned into our minds as the god of wine and… Although Cersei and Tyrion don't share fond feelings towards each other despite being siblings, the actors behind them, Lena Headey and Peter Dinklage, get along just fine. In fact, they get along so well that, whenever their shooting schedules line up, Dinklage and Headey share an apartment, drive to the set together, and are frequently seen going to local pubs and restaurants to eat. Also, Dinklage was probably the reason Headey got the role of Cersei, as he recommended her to David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, having previously worked together on other projects. Jack Gleeson, who plays the sadistic and cruel King Joffrey Baratheon, says that his portrayal of the loathsome boy king was partly influenced by Joaquin Phoenix's Commodus in Gladiator. The actor revealed that the most notable characteristic that he tried to implement while playing Joffrey was Commodus's smirk. Gwendoline Christie, who plays Brienne of Tarth, said that the most grueling scene she ever filmed was the fight between her and the Hound. She spent 2 months training, 3 to 4 days a week with Swordmaster C.C. Smith just to build up the required stamina for her fight scene. Kit Harington and Rose Lacey, cast members who play Jon Snow and Ygritte, were wed to each other on June 23, 2018 in Scotland. They fell in love while playing the dynamic couple on screen, and he popped the question in September of 2017. The man behind the villainous Ramsay Snow Bolton, Iwan Rheon, was originally aiming for a completely different role. It was another bastard from the north, Jon Snow. By the end of casting period, Rheon and Harington were tied for the role of Jon, however the showrunners ultimately chose Kit. And perhaps for a good reason, as Iwan's portrayal of Ramsay was truly memorable. In the novels, Maester of Castle Black, Aemon Targaryen, is revealed to be completely blind, which is unsurprising as the character is over 100 years old. So old, in fact, that many even forget that he was a Targaryen. The actor who plays this wise character, Peter Vaughn, was actually partially blind at the time of filming the show. Maester Aemon was also Vaughn's last role. Prior to being cast, Lena Headey, who plays Queen Cersei, and Jerome Flynn, who plays Bronn, were in a relationship that ended on such bad terms that each had a clause inserted into their contracts that they were never to share scenes and must remain apart on set. Game of Thrones definitely has many fans worldwide, and it's no surprise that Barack Obama is one of them. According to the actor who plays Davos Seaworth, Liam Cunningham, after season 5 aired, the former US president approached one of the directors and asked about Jon Snow's fate. The showrunners also revealed that Obama once asked to see the first episodes of season 6 before everyone else, and they agreed. Queen Cersei was fan-voted as the series' most hated character. The actress who plays the role, Lena Headey, said that the fans' hatred for the character often translates to her personally as people at times insult or shun her in real life. While there are plenty of people who adore her and her portrayal of Cersei, Headey reported that during an autograph session at Comic-Con, people would snatch their books from her hands to prevent her from signing it. With millions of dollars spent per episode, it's no longer a surprise that everything about the show is expensive. Even the petrified dragon eggs that appear briefly in season 1 before being hatched into majestic beasts are a complete work of art. Worthy enough to serve as a wedding gift to the book author George R.R. Martin, as one of the 3 was gifted to him to celebrate his marriage to a longtime partner, Paris McBride. Maisie Williams, who plays Arya Stark, says that when fans meet her, they often ask her to recite the list of names Arya always recites before sleeping, the names of all people who'd caused her or her loved ones harm, and to insert the fan's name into the list. It is not a secret that Game of Thrones is one of the most expensive TV shows to ever air, with its opening season's budgets reaching an estimated $60 million mark. However, as the show progressed, it quickly overthrew the original budget and completely exploded by the time it's reached season 6. The 6th season had a mind-boggling budget of over $100 million, a series record, with over $10 million cost per episode. And you can definitely see where that money went. The actor who plays Hot Pie, Ben Hockey, teamed up with UK food delivery service Deliveroo to launch his Game of Thrones-inspired bakery, You Know Nothing John Doe. They served dire wolf loaf for £1.30, inspired by the one hot pie baked area in the show. In sharp contrast to his turn as sadistic Joffrey, everyone on the show describes actor Jack Gleeson as a warm and friendly person. He is also good friends with Sophie Turner, who he often has to antagonize on screen. While there are some characters played by multiple actors in the series, there is also an actor who played multiple characters. Dean Charles Chapman played a minor role of Martin Lannister in season 3, but was later cast as Tommen Baratheon for later seasons. Executive producers David Benioff and D.B. Weiss said the production of the show is a massive undertaking. It lasts the entire year and they shoot the show like a 10-hour movie. Season 5 alone was shot in 5 countries, on 151 sets, for 240 days, having 166 cast members, over 1,000 crew members, and over 5,000 extras. George R.R. Martin was inspired to write the novel series A Song of Ice and Fire after years of writing for restrictive television budgets, and deliberately wrote the series to be nearly unfilmable. After the success of The Lord of the Rings, Martin was approached to license the novels into a series of films. One project was proposed using only Daenerys' storyline, and another project proposed only including the conflict between the Starks and Lannisters. Martin declined every film offer, reasoning that his books contained too much story to work as films, and the box office failure of The Golden Compass made him concerned that if the first film was not a success, the series would be cancelled. George R.R. Martin has stated that several of the show's characters are improvements over his own versions in the books in both writing and performance. He specifically mentioned Natalia Tina as Osha and praised Sybil Kakili as Shay, even going as far as saying that her Shay was better than his Shay. One of the most iconic scenes in season 1, where Daenerys eats a heart of a stallion at Vase Dothrak, was actually less brutal and more funny in real life. Actress who brought Dany to life, Emilia Clarke, says that while eating the heart was absolutely disgusting, and she was reaching for a bucket between each take, the funny part was her getting stuck to the toilet as she was covered in fake blood that was very sticky. Fans of the series have spotted this hidden gem while looking for Easter eggs. A replica of Gandalf's sword, Glamdring, from the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies is forged inside the Iron Throne. Sean Bean played Boromir in the Lord of the Rings film trilogy. While it might seem like a cool nod to the beloved wizard, Gandalf's sword being part of the throne is only a matter of practicality. The people who created the throne used whatever molds were already available to them, and Glamdring happened to be one of them. Kit Harington claims his ancestor is John Harrington, a prominent figure in Queen Elizabeth I's court, as well as the inventor of the flush toilet. Kit also says his ancestor is the reason we sometimes refer to the toilet as the John. Wilco Johnson, who played Ilan Payne, retired after the 2nd season because he was diagnosed with cancer. While Payne appears in subsequent novels, his role in the series was effectively replaced with Bronn, Jerome Flynn, who instead accompanies Jaime on later missions. In 2014, Johnson announced that he was cancer-free. In June 2014, Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip visited the Game of Thrones set in Belfast as part of a 3-day visit to Northern Ireland. Elizabeth was offered the chance to sit on the Iron Throne but declined, as the monarch of Great Britain is not supposed to sit on a foreign throne, even a fictional one. Some news sources claimed Elizabeth is a viewer of the series, though Maisie Williams remarked on the visit, "I did not get the impression she is a fan as the Queen was unaware of her role in the show." The actor behind Melisandre, Carice Van Houten, could have played Cersei Lannister. She was asked to audition for the role of the Queen, but was unable to because she was filming Intruders. In the series, Charles Dance's character, Tywin Lannister, was previously married to a woman named Joanna, who died birthing Tyrion, and with whom he had 3 children. In real life, Dance was previously married to a woman who was also named Joanna and has 3 children. Thomas Brodie Sangster was 22 when he was cast as 13-year-old Jojen Reed. Daenerys had purple eyes in the books, but the contact lenses Emilia Clarke wore affected her performance, so they were abandoned. Many people approached George R.R. Martin to produce a movie for his unfinished A Song of Ice and Fire series, but he refused them all, thinking that it would be too expensive to produce accurately. When the showrunners Benioff and D.B. Weiss told him that they wanted to make a series out of it, Martin asked them one question that sealed the show's fate. The mastermind behind the book's many twists and turns wanted to know who they thought Jon Snow's mother was. Benioff and D.B. Weiss's answer satisfied the author and he sold the rights to the book. In the year 2012, around 160 baby girls in the US were legally named Khaleesi after the character in the show, although it is not the character's name, Daenerys, but a title that is an equivalent of Queen in Dothraki language.